Assalamu alaikum. It's my second video, and this video I also present the NPV, IRR, XIRR, NIR, and bond and profitable sales commission, taxable income, and wages sheet. Right. So, firstly, we can go to the Excel. We can see that here the information in the net present value, right? NPV. So, how to calculate it, the NPV? So firstly, we can see here this project has cost of capital 15%, right? And project A and project B. Okay, which project we also collect in this situation? We see that those project is um, greater profit, greater NPV. So we also collect this project, right? So we can see that project A or project B choice, A or B. So we can see that here the um, NPV is equal. Then we also select NPV, then first bracket. After that it's a rate. Here the rate is C2, right? Okay, we also press C2 and then comma and then the value of, okay, so we can also press value 1 to value 5. Here b 5 to bip 9, right? So close the bracket. Okay, then minus is the capital of this project. Here the capital is before, so you also press before, so press enter. So you can see that here the 9 lakh. Okay, so 9,07,000 plus. Here we can see that the project B. Here the project B. Here we can also calculate the project B. So you also press F4. Okay, it's oh, okay. So also see here that the B project B. So calculate the project B equal, then NPV, then first bracket, then rate. Here the rate is C2, so press C2, comma, and the value. Here the value is C5 to C9. So also press C5 to C9, then close the bracket and the minus. Here the capital of this project is C4, so you also select C4, then press enter. So we can see that result is 5,000. So also choose the project A, right? Now we also calculated the present value of this bond. Here the present value of this bond, present value, coupon interest rate, year of maturity, yield of maturity, and how to calculate the present value of this bond. So we firstly press equal and press PV and the first bracket and the rate. Here the rate is yield to maturity, so B5, so press B5 and the comma and then NPR. Here the NPR is before, so press before, comma and then payment. Here the payment is B4 into B3, right? So B3 into B2, B3 into B2. Okay, it's a formula of the payment and comma and the FB. Here the present value is B2, so press B2 and the press enter, and we can see that 1149 something is the present value of this bond. Okay, now we can calculate the IRR, XIRR, and MIRR, right? So here the IRR. Here the we can see that in the date and the project A and project B and determine the interest rate. So firstly, we also calculated the IRR. So we can also press equal. After that, IRR and the first bracket and the value. Here the value we can see that the value are C4 to C9, right? Okay, so you also press C4 to C9 and then press equal. Here we can see that it's a 20%, right? It's a 20%. So we can also goes to D project B. We can also see that it's a 24%. So it's a better IRR. So we also press better. So project B. Then we also, if we can see that the XIRR, so we firstly try to calculate it. This is equal, it's XIRR, and then press first bracket and the value. Firstly we can see the value. Here the value is C, okay, C4 to C9 and then comma and then date. Here the date are B4 to B9 and then press enter. So it's, so here we can see that it's a uh, 0.220536, right? Then we also goes to the D project B. So we can see that here the project B is, well, project B is 0.2852, right? Okay. Okay, so now we calculated the MIRR, right? So we calculated the MIRR. Firstly, we can press equal and then press MIRR and the press first bracket and the value is, the value is B4 to B9, okay, and comma and the financial rate. Here we can see the cost of capital is, the financial rate is uh, C13 and comma and the reinvest rate. Here the reinvest rate is equal to cost of capital. So we again press C30. So we can press enter. After that we can see that it's a 16%, right? Okay, then we also press in this project B, then it can see that it's a 70%. So MRIR is 60% and project B is 70%. Now we also calculated the profit table. In this situation, we can see that the principal amount, rate, year, and payment per year, and payment. How to calculate it, the payment? Here we can see that the payment, right? So payment. So in this situation, it's a payment. Payment is equal to PMT in the first bracket, and then we also see that the rate, here the rate is J3, so we also press J3 and divided by compounding, so we also press J5, J5, and then comma and the number of year. Here the number of year is J4, so we also press J4 and into J5, right? Okay, we also press J5 and comma and the present value of this amount is J2, right? So also press J2. Okay, So now we also press enter, then we can see this it is 6,000 approx. So it's a payment. So now I also try to represent in this situation. We also per month is a 9 months, and we also calculated the monthly. Here this situation we can see that the balance is 5 lakhs, right? So it's calculated that the payment and interest and principal and the balance after 1 month. So firstly we also calculated the payment. In this situation we can see that we calculated the first month payment is 6,000, right? So we also press here this equal to J6. Okay, then press enter, then we can see that it's a payment is the first month. And then how to calculate the interest? So interest is depend on the balance. So firstly we can press M8, right? So we also press M8, then it's a balance is 5 lakhs, so into, then it's a rate is a compounding. So um, press first bracket, after that J3, J3 it's a compounding, so we also press divided into J5, then press enter. After that we also freeze here J3 and J5, then we also uh, mm, see the interest rate here. Okay, then we can also calculate it. Here we can see that the 5,000 is a interest rate, so we can see that principal. Here the principal is G equal to J. Okay, it's equal to J9. So press equal to J9. Okay, equal to J9. J9 and enter plus. Here the press plus is K9, then press enter, and then we can see there is a principal is minus 1,000. Okay, after that we also calculate the balance sheet. Here the balance sheet is M8 equal to press M8 and then plus, and then press L9 and press enter. After that we can see that is a 4,98,999 is a balance. Okay, okay, now we also calculated the tangible face. সেকেন্ড কেমনে হলো সেকেন্ডের পর থেকে এই যে দেখো